Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic. How can an Esper deck cast a Fireball? I'm not talking about Black's X damage spells like Torment of Hailfire or Exsanguinate. How do we build a burn deck in Black, White, and Blue? Well, the new Queza Augur of Agonies is how, and Chat and I sat down to brew her earlier this week. If you want to join in on these live brews, be sure to check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/CommanderMechanic. Queza Augur of Agonies is a new uncommon 3-color legend from Streets of New Capenna, and I love building around these uncommon creatures. Queza is not an exception. She's a 4-mana 3/4 Cephalid Advisor that reads, whenever you draw a card, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Plain and simple, 1 line of text, but you know exactly what you want to do with her. Draw a metric ton of cards. But there are some really cool synergies we can play with the life gain and life loss too. But the number one thing we want to do is turn our draw spells into fireballs. We can do this by exploiting Black's draw at the cost of life spells like Painful Truth. Normally, if we pay white, blue, and black for this spell, we'd be losing 3 life and drawing 3 cards. But with Queza, the life gain negates the life loss, and we choose an opponent to take that damage for us. So by packing the deck with wheel effects and mass card draw spells, we can turn a Days Undoing into a 3-mana burn spell straight in an opponent's face. Wheels like Windfall work wonders here too, getting bigger and bigger for the more cards we have in hand. Along with Whispering Madness, which can wheel twice the turn we cast it, and again every other turn afterwards. Let's not forget the new Connive mechanic, which can draw a boatload of cards, as seen on Mask of the Schemer. That can get out of hand fast. There is a lot that we can do with Black's big draw spells in this deck. Damnable Pact, Cut of the Prophets, and especially Peer into the Abyss all turn into burn spells, dealing X damage twice, or damage equal to half the cards in our library to a single opponent. This can lead to the deck doing a lot of passive damage. Just drawing for turn is a point of damage to an opponent, but if we draw more and more cards, we can be dealing 3+ damage to an opponent on each player's turn. Doubling up on draws with Alhammarret's Archive and Teferi's Ageless Insight just keeps our hands full, but it turns our cards for life spells into positive life gain for us and big pains for opponents. Vilis, Broker of Blood, represents our absolute top end of the curve and is a huge bomb. Any life we lose is immediately replaced as long as we have cards in our library, and instead an opponent takes that damage for us. As long as you have cards in your library, that is a deal with it or lose scenario for opponents. Speaking of, there's a cheeky combo with a terrible card that we can pull off. It's Lich's Mastery. People tend to avoid anything that says you lose the game, but in this case, we can flip it into a win. Before we take a look at that combo, you can see the full deck list by following the links to my sponsor, Moxfield, in the description below. They are the best deck building platform in the world and help make brews like this possible. With integrated Scryfall search, you can find cards easily even if you can't remember their names. You can sort by price if you want to stay on budget, and you can create folders for your decks to keep them organized in your profile. Be sure to follow my Moxfield profile for my latest brews. You see, Lich's Mastery says whenever we gain life, instead we draw that many cards. And that creates a loop where drawing 1 card deals 1 damage to an opponent and draws us another card. If our opponents have less life than we have cards in our library, that can win us the game. But if not, we end up drawing our entire library. That is okay, because we can turn that into a win as well. With classics of Laboratory Maniac and Jace Wielder of Mysteries, if we draw from an empty library, we win the game. If we manage to have either of these two, our Commander and Lich's Mastery in play, as soon as we draw a single card, it's game over. That's not our only way of ending the game either. We have direct damage from drawing cards, but we can also spread the love with life gain triggers too. Veto, Thorn of the Duskrose, Marauding Blight Priest, and Cliffhaven Vampire all deal damage to each opponent whenever we gain life. And since we'll have a lot of little triggers, this helps turn a single source of damage into an ongoing drain on the table. Take each opponent out at the same time with some of these big draw spells. We've filled out the rest of the deck with the best interaction in the format. new spells like Void Rend, single target removal stalwarts like Infernal Grasp, and classics like Anguished Unmaking. There's nothing this deck can't deal with. Board wipe aren't an issue either. We have access to Wrath of God and Damn and Vanquish the Horde if you're looking for reasonably costed pieces. Or if you're looking to upgrade, you could include Toxic Deluge, Damnation, and Cyclonic Rift. Being in white, black, and blue, you are spoiled with choices for how to deal with everything that isn't yours. This is a really nasty brew that'll keep your hand full, your options open, and your opponents on the back foot, all led by an uncommon commander. Let me know what you think of this brew in the comments, and if you want to see more from the uncommon legends in Streets of New Capenna. And of course, as always folks, good luck and have fun.